deputies are delivering blood to people in dire need. Well, the destruction from Hurricane Ian just everywhere you look. You can see that tangled mess of shrimp boats behind me. Oh, good morning, Amara. This storm has been devastating. It has been so tragic, so sad to see so many here in the city of good neighbors, Buffalo, New York, so helpless. I can tell you that this 18-wheeler behind me has been stuck here for more than 2 days in a blizzard that stopped society in its path. You also get 2 of those stencil stickers that you're seeing Detective Burke put on there. There are so many mixed emotions just being out here today after the horror that happened here 2 months ago. Some people tell me they will never walk through those doors as they are continuing to get people out of Fort Myers Beach. You see that snow. That is blinding. This storm is serious. Authorities telling me, please tell people to stay off the roads. This is what you're seeing throughout multiple intersections. The lights are green and the traffic is just at a standstill. Electricity is the least of her worries in her home that is just gutted, but her parents live upstairs. They are among the thousands still left in the dark. We are now just 50 hours away from kickoff at the beautiful SoFi Stadium behind me. I'm gonna let Bill's Mafia bring the noise. Welcome to the Harp. Law enforcement has stepped up ahead of Shabbat services tonight, the holy time of the week for Jewish people. What is going through your mind during these times?
I'm just trying to get out.
Well, this is what it looks like outside just about everyone's home in this part of Naples. We're about 1.5 miles from the Gulf of Mexico, a half a mile from Naples Bay. Hurricane Ian's surge swarmed this area with water, where one man swam an hour to save his mother's life.
Get 4 feet of water, and I've been swimming forever.
It's the incredible journey Johnny Lauder took to save his mother's life.
In these times of darkness, we need a little bit of light to smile. I love those stories. I just never thought I would be one.
That story starts Wednesday morning when Hurricane Ian first brought wind, then water. While in the meantime, his 84-year-old mother, Karen, just 4 blocks away in her home. She refused to leave earlier, but Lauder was calling her for updates as the water rose faster and faster.
And once she reported it was at her navel, then we're like, all right, we gotta go.
He shows me the tiny crawl space he directed his 2 sons and son's girlfriend into, along with their birds, rabbit, and cat.
Once I knew that they were tucked away, I jumped out that window there, which was already up to my chest, and I made my way to the street to get to my mom's house.
Without any hesitation, this former Chicago police officer started swimming, capturing it all on his iPhone as he made his way upstream.
I found the life jacket and a flotation device next to a boat.
What is going through your mind right now?
I mean, a couple times, old man Johnny was whispering in my ear, like, you might not make it. And I'm like, we'll make it. Shut up.
He says he found this kayak out of nowhere and used it to keep paddling. You are the real-life Batman.
And I was Aquaman that day, though.
On the way, sending selfies to his family, including his wife in Vegas at the time.
I wasn't worried about myself. I'm worried about them worrying about me.
Love everybody.
You said I love everybody.
Yeah, because you never know.
But 40 minutes after he first started,
We're arriving to Grandma's.
Banged on the front door, and when I heard her screaming, it was a sigh of relief and panic.
he rushes to the back window and finds his mother shivering but smiling when she sees her heroic son to the rescue. He takes this priceless picture before diving in to grab her, laying her on a table and wrapping her in dry sheets.
Wrapped up so she doesn't go into hypothermia. She only has 1 leg, so it's going to be very difficult. 6:10, we're now leaving.
How you holding up?
Helping to wheel Grandma back to safety is Lauder's youngest son, Xavier, who followed in his father's footsteps to get there.
He's nonstop.
A few more miles to go.
We're very fortunate. We've lost, home, all of our possessions, but I didn't lose my family, didn't lose my job, haven't lost hope. In life, it's like a computer. You have 2 buttons. You have power and reset, and thank God it was just my reset button that was hit, and we can push forward.
Pushing forward, just as he did, to save his mom's life. Do you owe your mom a Mother's Day gift? Does this cover about a year or 2?
I don't know. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I would do it for your mother, anybody's mother, It's just what human beings do.
Among the garbage outside Johnny's destroyed home is the wheelchair that he and his son Xavier used to wheel Karen to safety. Tonight, she is continuing to recover from the infections that she received on her skin while going through that water, but Johnny said she is doing well. Michael Schwartz in Naples, Fox 4.
If someone was to tell me my story, I don't know if I could believe them.
A story that starts with mechanic Jay Withy and ends with dozens of his new family members.
Just mayhem out there.
It was Friday night, December 23rd. Jay just got home from work when the blizzard intensified. I have never seen anything quite like this. He got a call from a friend stuck driving in the snow just a few miles away.
Put some sweatpants on, a sweatshirt on, and took off.
On the way, he picked up a guy named Mike, who he saw walking in the snow.
We both navigated using our phones because you couldn't see. I've never seen snow fall in piles like this. The wind didn't help.
Gusts near 70 miles per hour.
That wind creating snowdrifts as tall as his pickup truck. He got stuck in one for good with only a quarter tank of gas left.
Told this Mike kid, I said, listen, I have money in my wallet. I have $500. I said, someone's going to let us stay in their house for $500. I left my truck and I walked. Couldn't see my hand. It was like sticking my hand through a wall.
Jay says he was out in these conditions for more than 2 hours, searching for shelter.
Knocked on every house I could find, and unfortunately, they all turned me down.
He was soaked and frozen.
And my body started shutting down. My chest locked up. My hands froze solid. I couldn't open my hands.
Yet the blizzard roared on.
The worst weather I've ever seen.
That is from what he could see before he got lost in a blinding blizzard blast.
Lost vision completely.
On the brink of collapsing, a miracle.
I ended up bumping into something that was vibrating and realizing I just walked in the back of my own pickup truck. So I got in the truck, I put my hands on the dashboard and my head on the steering wheel, and that's all I remember. I passed out.
Jay woke up with blurry vision, and then in the first few minutes of Christmas Eve, a knock on his truck door.
She works at ECMC. Her name's Mary. She went to go get shelter, and she found my truck just by miracle. And she's crying, asking me to get in.
It's so wild.
You got turned away like Mary and Joseph did at the inn. That's how the manger scene happened. And then at midnight, a lady named Mary comes to your door. She goes, that just doesn't, I'm like, that.
Mary, Mike, and Jay remained in the truck until it ran out of fuel a few hours later.
I looked on my GPS and I found a building and it ended up being that school.
There was only one clear option on this Christmas Eve morning: break into Edge Academy.
Schools have very safe windows, so it's very hard to break.
Jay found uninstalled brake pads in his truck and used that to break the glass of a school window. Once inside, he disarmed the alarm.
They call me MacGyver.
He walked out to get Mary and Mike from his truck and brought them inside. But he wasn't done.
I made like 40, 50 trips out of that school.
All of Saturday, Jay searched for people. He tells me he dragged 11 people from cars into the school, like Robert Holzman.
Somebody approached the car and so they got into the school. That was Jay.
They totaled over 60 people in and out of that school over those days I had it open.
Jay even found janitor keys to get gym mats so people had a place to sleep. And he used school resources wisely, breaking into the kitchen to eat and cook the lunch menu.
Apples and cereal and juice boxes and milk and water. Stuffed crust pizza. That's probably the best pizza I've ever had.
After eating, he would search for more people, even to nearby homes, inviting people to the warm school he had just unlocked. For some people who declined the invite, he still stayed to fix their generators.
Hours of just that, networking. Oh, I'm fine, but I ran out of gas. Okay, going across the street. Hey, do you have a gallon of gas your neighbor can borrow?
He even hotwired the school's snowblower to get to people easier.
Just always been that person.
While he was out, people wandered into the school, like Sabrina Andino.
I thought we were going to die.
Before leaving on Christmas night, he made sure everyone was good and left this note.
To whomever it may concern, I'm terribly sorry about breaking the school window and for breaking into the kitchen. Got stuck at 8 p.m. Friday and slept in my truck with 2 strangers just trying not to die. There were 7 elderly people also stuck and out of fuel. I had to do it to save everyone and get them to shelter, food, and a bathroom. Merry Christmas, Jay. That's what they dubbed me, Merry Christmas, Jay.
But he saved us.
If anyone could take anything from this, it's just if you can help someone, help them.
Months later, the Bills and Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield sent Jay to the Super Bowl in February. He threw out the first pitch at a Bison's game. But most importantly,
We got a bigger family now.
and they still keep in touch. Michael Schwartz, 7 News, Buffalo. It's no secret Bills long snapper Reed Ferguson loves barbecue. What do they call you?
The Chief Grilling Officer,
Chief Grilling Officer.
CGO.
Within his now 8 years on the team, he founded Grills Mafia, a group for lovers of grills and bills that benefits local charities.
Hashtagged it on Twitter a couple years ago, and the community has been fantastic. It's grown a lot. People tag me and stuff all the time.
A little too hot.
This summer, he turned the flame up a notch in his grilling game.
Here we go.
Teaming up with Q42, a Western New York barbecue company that sells rubs and sauces.
And I love all the stuff that Iman has come up with.
And Reed's not just a face, but a dedicated partner in the company. Reed, who is from Georgia, grew up around states with good barbecue, but now a snapping career parallels a spatula hobby.
There's a dedication to snapping that, there's a time and place for that, and there's also a time and place for enjoying a hobby outside of football. Really, everything you can do with grilling it's like an endless journey to me. I feel like I'm always going to keep learning as long as I'm grilling and enjoying it.
Today, he invited me to meet partners Iman and Bridget as they test out their new chicken rub, not even on sale yet.
Inaugural Q42 chicken rub there.
Not even labeled yet.
Not labeled yet.
Once it's just about right, it's time to test them out on some wings.
You're doing good. These look fantastic.
I know you're a very respectful guy, but is there someone, if they came to you and said, hey, Reed, you want to come home for dinner, you'd be like, can't make it?
Probably not on the team. Honestly, that's a great question, but I genuinely like all my teammates. They're great guys.
And those right guys include Reed himself, who can do it all.
Did a great job.
From the gridiron to the grill. Should we cheers?
Yeah, we can cheers up.
Cheers to year 8.
There we go.
Michael Schwartz, 7 News, South Buffalo.